Hi guys, we are cooking again today.
We are?
We're at Peter's cottage.
Yeah, if the budgies are loud, that's Bec's fault.
Why is it my fault? They're your
Because
budgies.
it's freezing cold and you said I'd kill the babies if we put them
I
outside.
don't want them to go into shock.
Shock. We could have done budgie soup.
No, yuck. Gross.
So what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a Ciba.
Again.
Yeah, I like this one.
Oh, well, I'm doing something different today.
What are you doing?
I'm going to... Which I'm playing chef, a nice square block. I'm going to promote Australia. So I'm going to drink some Launceston distillery single malt whiskey. It's really nice. Should buy Dad. Oh no, the bottle's too small for your dad.
Are you going to get some more when you go back to Tassie in a few weeks?
Yes. You can buy it in Australia though. But I want to go there.
Tasmania is also in Australia.
Sorry?
You said you could buy it in Australia as well. Because I said you're going to buy some when you go back to Tassie next week. And then...
It's not. I think there's a few maps that Tasmania's not listed on.
Poor Tassie.
Poor Tassies. Anyways. All right, so what I'm making today is I'm just going to do the pizza sauce that I use on my pizzas, but my wife always uses it for lasagnas, bologneses, spaghettis, things like that as well. I stole the recipe from Food Wishes. I'll put a link to the actual real recipe. I've done a few adjustments to my flavours.
Flavours?
Flavours. And yeah. So the recipe will be in description. But I'll still tell you basically what we're going to be doing. So I need to start off by getting about 8 tablespoons, which is about 2 cups of
Oregano.
that thing. I was going to say oregano, but I don't know why.
Because that's how Americans pronounce it.
Oh,
Please
right.
call it
The
oregano.
Italians don't.
No, I remember
No, I
Tess
think
was
they call
teaching
it-
me how to pronounce it properly, like an Italian, but
Well, I was just
we're
thinking
Australian and we call it oregano.
oregano. So that's why I was getting confused at this. It's going to be more than what I normally put in, I think. Anyway.
Do you just want me to peel this?
Yeah, I need 16 cloves of garlic.
Jeez Louise.
Well, to keep the vampires away.
I am a vampire.
We can't have vampires. So how was your week?
My week was pretty good.
Pretty
It
good.
was pretty... I didn't do anything again this week, and I'm such a little old lady these days.
Oh, that's right. You had people over.
Yeah. And
You're having dinner parties now.
I'm such an old person. But yeah, it's been... Oh, I got a new car.
You haven't yet.
Well, I mean, I would pick it up.
Yeah, so I got my wife a new car because her car's just getting too old. And she just got a little Toyota. And the second Beck said, I want a new car.
I didn't
she
do
got a
that.
car. I want a new car.
That's what you did because
and
everyone
it has
else...
to be better than I want something better than what I've got.
That's not true, and you know it. And that's what you did because me and your wife both got new cars, and then you are the one who was a little sookie lala and had to go get a fancy one.
A fancy one. So you've downgraded from BMW to a Mercedes.
How's that a downgrade?
It is a downgrade. You bought it based on the badge.
Yeah, and I like the lights inside of it.
Oh, disco lights inside. You didn't like the sound as much as the BMW.
Well, now the one that I've got's got the
Oh,
upgraded
that's right. We had to
sound system.
upgrade because you're unhappy with the sound
Did
system.
not. Oh my God, you make me out to sound like such a spoiled little brat.
I wonder.
I'm not like this.
If the shoe fits.
No, I'm not like this.
You sure?
Yes. How many did we need? But this
Sorry?
is really massive clove. Would you count that as 2 or is that just still 1?
I'm Australian, it's 1.
Okay. What does being Australian have to do
Well, I'm
with
the same as you. You do the same, don't you?
Oh,
When
it
it says
depends.
cloves of garlic, you just look for the biggest ones. And if it's not a big one, you put 2 normal ones? I thought you were talking about this the
I
other day.
think so. Yeah, maybe yeah, I do, but I feel like that's really big. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4.
MGK of...
Oh my God.
Oh, my God.
How was your week?
My week?
Yeah.
What did I do? Oh, yes, I've done a few things this week. Yeah, again, after getting both my wife and Bec a car and then getting into my car to remind myself, even though it's a really good car, but it doesn't have Apple Play, it doesn't have all these things, and I just got my wife's little Toyota Corolla. It has Apple Play. And it kept on changing friggin' off Joe Rogan to something else. I don't know what podcast it was jumping to. It annoyed me. That night when I was home editing, I just did... Normally before I go to bed, I normally just spend 20 minutes just doing a search, something, just brain deading my mind down for bed. So I've normally been editing beforehand. And went on to BMW and the local BMW dealer just to see what... See, don't like the new BMWs,
The
Bucky Beavers. But I don't mind it in the racing cars. So the racing cars didn't bother me. It's only the cars I see in the street that bother me. But then all of a sudden they had a competition shiny matte black. How does that work? It's got sort of like a... Well, the one I originally saw, it wasn't from Ringwood, it was from Doncaster. So it had a special paint, and it's sort of like this was classed as a demonstrator who had done 1,000 kilometres. And it was about, I think it was about 10,000 more than a brand new one. I thought, this was silly. And I looked into it and it had all this stuff that...
Do I crush it in this little bowl?
Yeah, that's your bowl.
That's my bowl. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You did.
No, I didn't.
I'm stretching everything out too long. Although there's a lot of these for me to get through, so maybe I need to stretch this out. So anyway, I did a hunt round and I found one in Ringwood, which was pretty much an M4 competition. It was a black. Everything looked fine. Went in and saw the guy. He said, "So you want to take it for a test drive?" I said, "No, I've already got one." He said, "No, well, it drives a bit different to your one." I said, "No, why do I need to test drive it? I can't test drive it how I drive anyway." So it's just...
What do you mean?
Well, you've seen me drive.
Fast, speeding.
Well, if I'm going to test drive a car, until I get to 150k an hour, I'm not going to know if it's good or not around corners.
That's over the speed limit.
That's why it's useless me test driving.
You are
and he
putting
said, "Do you want me to start it up?" And he goes, "No, I know what a BMW sounds like." He goes, "You sure?" And I said, "Yeah, we're in an underground garage. It's going to sound like super, super mean, like you're in a tunnel. That's not a representation of what it sounds like." He was really disappointed. I didn't want to take it for a test drive. But they just take up too much of your time.
Yeah, no, I can't believe how long we spent at Mercedes the other day. Like, it was like the whole day gone.
3 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just to get you a car.
I know.
So what's my hourly rate?
350 an hour.
That was my old hourly rate.
Oh. Well, I don't know what your new one is.
Oh, no, that's my push-a-button hourly rate.
Right.
That's not my thinking hourly rate.
Well, you weren't working, so you can't charge your hourly
I know.
rate.
No, I was going to charge you.
Why?
Because that's money I could have been earning.
But
you had me looking at your friggin' car that's going to pay your mum off.
We didn't have anything booked in though, so how are you going to...
I could have.
But we didn't.
Somebody could have come to the studio and wanted an urgent... They might have wanted
passport
a passport. Yeah, that'll be $500.
We actually did have someone come and ask for that one day.
Yes, we did.
That was very funny.
Anyway, so forget the car. Yeah, I did. I think I've ordered it. It's only because my car is... I've never ever owned a car out of lease, and this is... My car now is 2 or 3 years out of lease, and I don't know... The more expensive sort of cars, especially the cars that have been designed to race a bit more, when something breaks, it's big money.
Yeah.
So just thought, and we learnt from your car that every service we held on, it nearly was half a friggin' year's worth of what a lease would have been.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and I've had my car for quite a while now as well. I mean, it's like 2014.
Yeah, no, it's nothing wrong with that. I wanted to replace it last year.
See, you wanted to replace it, and then you'd go and tell everyone
Yeah, but
that
then I
I'm
decided I didn't want to replace it, and then you forced me to.
I did not.
I was making great money until you made me spend it all
Oh
again.
my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You were begging me to find one that I liked. So
I know, because the service bills were getting horrendous. I think your last 2 services end up to about 6,000 or something.
Yeah, it was
Anyway.
crazy.
Now, if I put that aside, I edited, but I had a good editing time. I'm catching up more. And now that we're filming a little bit different with some of the stuff, it's heaps quicker.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Which I feel like the new way of filming is making a big difference. Like, it feels like it's just easier and...
Well, it's easier for the actual filming. I think we're getting better content.
Yeah.
So I'm liking, and basically, so you know what we're doing. It's instead of I would just pick up a camera and start and set everything up raw. We hadn't done even a shot yet.
But we'll still do that for Inspire things, but for YouTube...
Inspires, but YouTube's we're now doing the shoot, get the lighting right, and then starting off once everything's right and set up.
Yeah.
Which normally saves half an hour of me looking through shit to delete and getting rid of 400 ums and ahs.
Yes.
Yes. A bit more yet. But yeah, then I did my first music video since Gamble. It's been ages since that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I haven't done a music video since we did last Gamble's one.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
So that's yonks. But that was with Anna's new band called Anna Band.
I think they're just called Anna. I don't think they're called Anna Band.
I don't know. All their things say Anna Band.
Oh.
I think it's Anna Band. Anyway, so that we had to film after... Well, the way I wanted to shoot it, we had to have a dark studio, so we didn't start filming till after dark. I think we finished about 2 in the morning.
Sorry about the budgie noise.
Yeah, sorry about budgies. I was expecting Anna to turn up with her white fluffy stuff, like all her Chuli type stuff.
Yeah, because normally when she's performing, she's wearing like white or silver or something. Yeah.
So in my head, I should have asked her, but in my head, this is what she was going to wear. And she turns up with a black suit. And I thought, this is great. I was going to light this really dark, like spotlit on each of the band members and spotlight on you. Now you're just going to look like a floating head. So very quickly threw all of that out the window. So I wanted to work a little bit with shadows, but the problem with shadows, which means I've always got to have the light in front of me, because as soon as I get in front of the light, I'm going to cast a shadow over them.
Oh, true.
So there's a lot of messing around with that. But in the end, I got it to work, I think. I might have been a bit too aggressive with my camera shake. Someone said it looked like I was having an epileptic fit. Well, there's just bits where the song sort of went a little bit doodle-lump in the jungle. And so I just went doodle-lump with the camera. So I was just sitting there with the camera doing... Don't giggle at me. I'd rather do stuff, and there was another guy there who was... I think he'd done some other videos there, but he was there to help out. And I could see him looking at it thinking, oh, it looks different. What's he doing? I was waiting for someone to ask. I was going to say, I've got dust on the sensor. I'm trying to shake it off.
Oh, my God.
No, but besides that, I got some really good effects. I did an effect where, as we went into one of these stronger bits, the light was hit. So some of the stuff I've done with the lights fixed and the camera moving, and then others, the camera's fixed and the lights are moving.
I'm excited to see it.
I've got a lot of work to put together this. Only because I won't be doing any special effects with it, so I've got all of that in camera.
Right, so it's
just a matter of, it'll be chop cheesing it like crazy.
I'm excited to see it.
It will take me a bit of time, to 20 to 40 hours. I'll try and take about 20 hours to edit. Jeez Louise.
So that's a long time.
But I did enjoy it. I was pretty tired because I was running around like crazy up and down ladders, and it was really funny too. I can't get over how old young people are.
What do you mean?
They were all so tired after just bringing the gear in.
Oh. maybe they...
You people are very old.
And they go to the gym and stuff a lot as well, so...
Oh.
Well, Anna and Josh do.
Yeah, no, well, they weren't tired.
Oh.
Like Anna and Josh last year, I'm talking the band members all seem to crash and burn at about the 3-hour mark.
Sounds about like me.
Sounds about like you.
Yeah.
A couple
Peeling
more.
garlic is so irritating.
So schmirritating. Why don't you crush it? We don't know that trick.
I do know that trick.
So why don't you? I do know that trick. So why don't you crush it?
I don't know.
Because I know that trick. And I'm not going to cheat by doing something I know. Happy?
Thanks.
All right, well, I've got a couple more stalks. In fact, this is the slowest part of the whole recipe is all of this peeling of...
Peeling crap and getting it all...
too stringly. I'll use this a little bit. Now, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Something.
Something.
It
does make it a little bit easier, doesn't it?
Does a bit.
Don't know why I didn't do this in the first place.
I don't know why you didn't either. So, wrong bin. Putting the good stuff in the bin and the stalks and the... what were you going to say?
I don't know.
I was going to say something until you rudely went quiet and didn't interrupt me.
My hands are all sticky from the garlic residue.
From the garlic residue?
Yeah.
There's a tap there you can wash it in.
I will in a
So
second.
I've done mine. And I'll be a little bit noisy now while you think of something to say, because obviously you've gone brain dead.
I'm concentrating on trying to get all the little pieces of paper off this garlic.
Concentrating.
It is. Concentrations.
Concentrations.
There we go.
So hopefully you get your car tomorrow.
I hope so. I'm really excited about it.
Are you still going to get personal plates?
Yes.
Yes. So if anybody wants to make a lot of money, I'll tell you what she's going to get. Quickly go and buy them now, and then you can sell them to her.
No, don't. That's why I was leaving it at yes. I wasn't going to elaborate on what I want to get my plates as. Get some, then I can be as cool as you with personalised plates.
Cool as me. Well, I didn't... Sheree bought them for me for a birthday or something.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I had my plates that I love, which I can't buy anymore. Which was my old nickname from the old fishing days.
Yeah, we were looking that up the other day.
Yeah.
You can't get it anymore.
I've still got plates sitting in my man cave, the plates, but...
Well, I wonder why... Or maybe someone else...
There's an idiot like me.
Yeah.
And they called him a muddler.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
when do you get your new car?
Don't know, when they ring up.
Okay. Fair enough. You really don't know.
That could be my wife coming home. She doesn't know that we're in the kitchen. She doesn't know we're filming, so this will be fun. Let's see how embarrassing it can be for her.
Why? This stuff is so sticky.
Sticky.
Yeah.
All right, so with the oregano, I am cutting it. I don't want the odd bigger piece, but I want it quite fine.
So that's fresh oregano.
Fresh oregano, yeah. It's really important that you do it, even though we're going to put fresh and dried. There's a different taste, and I thought they were talking rubbish.
But there actually is.
They were telling the truth because I did a batch and we didn't have any dried oregano. Well, I couldn't find it. I'm a male, couldn't see it.
Boy, look.
My wife really enjoyed telling me that. But yeah, I missed out on the dried oregano. Not that it's very much, but gee, it made a big difference in taste.
Remember I made this, so I tried to make this sauce once at mine and I accidentally burnt the oregano and it was absolutely horrible. So you need
Yeah, well, you'll see my trick to that.
It was horrible. I was
Where's
like,
my chin? There's
your
my chin.
I'm going to crush my... Now that I've finally peeled all of this garlic, all 16 cloves of them, Well, it's a bit more than 16 because of the little ones, but I just try to...
This makes me about, I think it's about 7 jars of sauce.
There's another little
I'll show you the size of the jar once we're finished.
There's another little bit of garlic I've missed.
Oh, that would have completely changed your
I know, we need to get every little bit.
Every last little bit.
The whole thing.
All right, so there's that. So we need...
Cherie was trying to tell me the other day that you don't need to peel garlic and you can just put it through the press and the...
You can, I just find it clogs it more.
I didn't know that. I've never tried that.
Well, you should have tried one.
No, I don't...
No.
No.
It's very distinct. So...
I'm going to crush all of my little garlics now.
I'll do a minute. Not tablespoon, I want teaspoon. See, it's only a tiny amount, but it did make a flavour, unless I just stuffed something up in the previous batch. I did make one batch where I stuffed up. I read teaspoon as tablespoon.
Oh no, what did you accidentally
put? One ingredients.
What
would be the one ingredient you reckon would be the worst one?
Chili.
Chili. Yeah. And because I use like hot bird's eye flakes, so there's my teaspoon in there.
So it was very spicy.
It was
Actually, I think I remember that.
It was just a little bit too spicy. It destroyed the whole idea of it.
Yeah, I remember that batch.
I'm not going to yell at the dogs. I might run up there and... I think Shree must be home. So, garlic.
Yep.
Chili flakes, 1 teaspoon. Not
Speaking
table,
of.
1 teaspoon. That looks like a teaspoon. That's a nice little...
So much garlic.
Yeah, good. So that's those 2 done.
I love garlic though.
2 teaspoons of sugar.
You put sugar in there?
Yes.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Just 2 teaspoons.
Maybe
that might... Don't you put sugar in yours?
Well, I never...
You've got my recipe.
Yeah, I've only made this once.
Salt, pepper to taste. I'll leave that later. Oregano.
Mine didn't taste as good as yours. I don't know what I did.
Anchovies and olive oil. I might pour my olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oils.
Do you want me to turn on that camera over there?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm just having this ready. So it's 12 tablespoons or about a cup of olive oil.
Even though you're using canola oil?
Oh, yuck. Why didn't you tell me that? How do I pour that back in there? Funnels. You move your groove.
Sorry.
Should be a funnel in here. There is. Oh, the last thing. Yeah, this canola oil is...
Good thing I said something.
Well, we don't use canola oil. It's left over from... I don't know what it's left over from. It was from something, but I only use it to...
What's the...
Searing with my pan, so after I cook with my cast iron, I only use it for that, to get rid of it all.
Right.
It's really bad for you. Canola oil's like machine oil.
Why? Like, what's so bad about it?
It's machine oil.
It's machine oil?
Yeah, flax seeds, all those seed oils, grapeseed oil and...
I thought they were good for you.
No, they're not.
Ah.
I can show you later what happens if I put a little bit of olive oil in a warmish pan. You'll see it, put olive oil, you'll see the difference. It actually even smells like petrol.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's lots of things on about, it's like, olive oil's like, the good oils are things like olive oil, avocado oil, I think coconut oil, oops. So yeah, the canola...
I had no idea. I thought it was just all the same.
Cancelled. We've just got an old...
Cancelled.
Tin before we cancel. Oh, this is going to go everywhere, you idiot. Can you quickly lift the lid? So I reckon if I try and lift the lid, I'm going to spill this. No, you can't.
Hang on, I can.
All right.
No, I can.
I saved it.
No.
I saved it. It's all right.
Oh my gosh. Well, sorry, I've just got garlicky stuffs everywhere and...
This is why Bec and I could never be a couple. She just no help at cooking at all.
No,
I just couldn't handle
whatsoever.
something like that.
I know.
Just never work.
What good am I? I just stand here crushing garlic.
Crushing garlic. I don't know, I get really annoyed at... It's really hard to find the truth about anything, but the one thing I did find out, looking at oils and that, there was a lot of stuff.
Is that why you don't have margarine anymore?
Yep. Well, I used to have the olive oil spread, but then I looked on the label and it's 50 or 60% canola oil.
Then why do they call it olive oil spread?
Well, the same reason as the socks we went shopping, went to go one shop where I normally buy the socks and underwears from, and they've gone bankrupt because I hadn't been there for a while. So we went to another one, and there was these socks called Melbourne. There was another socks called Australiana, made in China. In fact, everything was made in China. We only found one rack with socks that weren't made in China on. So I'm wearing those. How did we get to that? What are we talking? You got the shakes, have you?
No, I'm just... why are we talking about that? Because you were talking about cancelling things.
Oh.
As always.
I'm always cancelling.
I know. Sorry, I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
I'm nearly done. Why do I get this for? This one's like...
Because I hate doing garlic. This is why your mum does it with the garlic as soon as she gets...
Yeah, Mum, guys, when she goes shopping, she stands there and peels all of her garlic and then puts...
Oh, we're ages off. I'm
No,
going to have to
we're
talk
not.
instead of... Now, one thing before I do the tomatoes. San Marzano. They're those tomatoes.
Italian ones.
They're Italian. You've got to be really careful. These are by far the best. You're worth shopping around and finding them. But there's a little, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little tag. See those two little circles, the orange and the yellow circle? That means they're legit. There's a lot out there that aren't legit. And they do make a massive taste to the sauce, difference to the sauce. We there yet?
Nearly.
Do you want me to finish it? Your hand's getting tired.
A little bit.
A little bit.
No, I can do it.
No, I'll do it.
I can do it. It's fine.
Well, I can't start cooking till it's done. I thought that you would have got there by now, but...
I'm trying.
Lots of whinging.
It takes a lot.
Takes a lot.
I'm
so
trying
lucky
to...
we didn't set up a restaurant.
What do you mean?
Well, it takes a lot. We wouldn't never get there.
This is also so many pieces of garlic. Like...
16.
16, that's a lot. And I'm trying to get all the bits.
Which bits?
The bits that come out of the little bottom end of this.
Have you got all the bits?
Yes. Well, now I have to do this, and then I got to be careful not to drop any of this. And put that in there, and then you got to squeeze it again so that it gets all the bits.
So anybody driving a car, it's really nice. Oh, why'd that not go through there? What a crappy can opener.
What did it do?
It skipped a bit.
Oh. Skipped a bit. Nearly there.
Nearly there?
Oh, God. I hate doing this.
You sure you don't want me to finish it?
No, it's fine.
Does that sound like she's happy? No, it's fine. I'll just do the last couple.
That's all right.
You can have a rest. You can have a drink. You can talk. People waiting for you to actually talk
I
about
haven't been
something.
talking about things.
Like what?
I don't know.
Stuff.
And stuff.
So you got your TV's all fixed?
Yes, and my PlayStation's all
Your
fixed.
PlayStation's all fixed?
My...
And your little black furry thing hasn't been killed by the big white furry thing?
He's so funny, though. He must be annoying the living Christ out of her because like she'll just be minding her own business, sleeping somewhere, and she'll flick her tail once or twice, and he's like, ooh, a toy, and then pounces on it and bites her tail, and then she cracks it. The little turd this morning is he likes playing with hair ties. Both of them like playing with hair ties for some reason. And I was asleep and he saw the hair tie in my hair and jumped on my head and started attacking my head while I was asleep.
Sounds like a good little cat.
Last one.
Last one?
Yeah.
So I can put this on. All right.
So get all these little bits.
Start doing the cookings.
The cookings.
I've just got a big pot with the olive oil in, and I'm going to stick in 8 anchovies. Now, this doesn't make... You won't even taste the anchovies.
Just adds like salt.
Adds the salty taste to it. Adds a really nice taste to it. So you can't taste the anchovy part. You need a fork. So I'll get 8 of those in with the oil.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
I can't push this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One thing we can say, we have changed our workshops for Europe. We're not going to do Prague now. Just
oh my God.
Things would. You're right. I told you I would do it.
Freaking, that one was so difficult.
So difficult.
It was. We're not doing Prague anymore. We're going to do Frankfurt instead because we know we've got a big following in Germany. And last year we only did 1 weekend in Germany and everyone was asking for us to do 2 weekends. So we thought we'll do that this week. Well, this year.
So I think Beck sent out a flyer this week with the change of dates.
Thank God that's done.
So while I've got this on the oil, all I'm doing is just Beck, can you film a bit. I'm just mashing up the anchovies into the oil. Sorry about the sound.
I was going to say making all kinds of noises.
I'll just stop breaking up like flakies. As soon as it gets to sort of like this stage, I think that might be Sheree now. I'll put in the
garlic. All of the garlic that I just...
That was really well done.
Thank you. I need to wash my hands, they stink.
I just did. Oh, my hands, not yours. So I don't want this up too high. Also, I've got the heat on full heat, but this pan's only just heating up. I don't want to burn anything. I'm just basically...
Do a me.
Do a you. So once I feel that the anchovies have mixed
how do you know when it's cooked?
The rest of it by look. Smell the smell.
Like all I can smell is the garlic from my fingers.
You can't smell the smell here? So I normally get in one of this, because I normally use 2 small cans and 1 large can. So I normally get the small can in first to take the heat out of it a bit. Most I have to get both those in there. So I don't want to burn the
garlic,
oregano or the garlic, but I need the temperature because where it's about to. So while it's at this stage where it's only just sizzling a little bit, now I've got the sugar, the chili flakes, and the oregano. That's all in there. Just mash up the back a bit.
I remember when you used to crush the tomatoes with your hand before you put them in there. Why don't you do that anymore?
Because we're on film camera.
Oh.
It's like I don't normally, when I'm making hamburgers, pick the bits of meat out from underneath my nail and put it back into the hamburger.
Leave me alone.
Our dogs have just run in, which means my wife must be home. So now I've got to put the rest of these in. I've got... thank God I don't have to wash the kitchen. Cool, that's done. So what I do now for the sake of cameras
is mash it.
I just have potato masher. You don't have to do a mash, they will mash down a bit themselves, but I just find it's going to just make it a little bit more liquidy so we can get it up to temperature to simmer quicker.
There you go.
But yeah, so all I'm doing is trying to get a little bit more, a little less solids and a little bit more liquid. Can you give me some of that garlic out of the nails?
Oh my God.
No, I was joking.
I want to wash my hands.
You wash your hands while I'm
mashing.
Mashing.
Oh, that's better.
So this is about mashed enough. I would think you do a cooking podcast.
Who?
Yeah, who?
You would. Same person that...
same person that thought it'd be nice to walk the steepest hills in Australia and try and do a podcast.
Yes.
Why would you do that?
Because.
And pretty much, except for salt and pepper to taste, which I won't put in till a little bit later when it starts simmering. So I'll just let this come up to, just let it go to the boil. But while it's doing that, I'm just crushing down the tomatoes just a little bit more, just using a wooden spoon against the side. Cool.
Nice.
Nice. Really nice.
It's very easy.
It's very easy.
And then you just leave it to simmer for a while, don't you?
Yes. I've got really good news for anybody who's a Sony videoer and has had, or even a shooter, but it's more for the video settings, A1 or the Sony A7S III or the FX30 and FX3, and I think the FX6. Later on this month or early March, Sony have got a new update bringing all the cameras up to the same specs as their brand new Monster. So
how do they do that though? Like,
because it's all, most of this new stuff in cameras these days, it's only software.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's not the hardware. You can't make glass any sharper than it is. Right, so there is companies that like Hasselblad, doing over sharpening in camera that you can't even turn off. So you're stuck with this AI looking piece of crap. And I have had a couple of people just recently ask me about the new X and the new other camera that's just been announced yet. I don't like them one little bit. I rather shoot with my H6, which is, that's got to be 8 or 9 years old now. I'd rather shoot with that than anything they've brought out pretty much since the H6. I just find that, to me, it's a perfect, for outside the studio, it'd be nice and handy to have a mirrorless version. I don't have to have it. I just take a picture and look on the back screen. I've got my highlights alerts that I can set in camera, so I can set it to the same settings as what I've got when I'm tethered to the computer. So that's why I've gone back to pretty much just 2 camera systems now. I was even tossing up so I'm going overseas to Tasmania for my nephew's wedding, and I was going to take my camera just to piss off the photographer that's shooting the wedding.
Oh my God.
No, I won't get in their way, but I was just tossing up. I was thinking, should I take my little M3? And I kept on going, why? I'll be really cool, but I've just made all my film hack and overlays so it mimics every single film I own now. So I don't need to take it.
Yeah. It's just going to end up costing you more in film and developing and stuff
and time.
Yeah.
And so but I've still got a lot of film to use up.
Yeah, you've got so much in the fridge, and it's...
Well,
I was also wondering that after you've been doing all your film tests and now you've decided that you don't really like it, I was like, well, then why did you spend hundreds of dollars on all this film just for you to decide you don't like it?
Well, it's not I decided, well, that's part of the reason why it's too expensive.
Yeah.
But no, I'll still shoot some film. Like the 120 film, I'm still definitely going to use that with Mamma Mia until I get more comfortable with the Hasselblad. See, I'd like to be shooting the Hasselblad out on location, but if I want to shoot shallow, it is so hard to focus. With the Leica M3, now I have a diopter now for it, which is really cool. It has a magnifier in it as well. And I did find that using that the other day was just nearly as quick as me using my Leica SL2 with focus peaking. I was nearly that quick and confident on that, but it's all the other side of stuff of how far I've got to drive to have it processed, or where I want to have it processed. And then, why don't you process it yourself? Well, it takes hours, and if you have a look at what's on my plate every day, I don't have time. And I was going to set Bec up to do it, but then found out that she's allergic to maths.
Yes.
Even though you watch it every friggin' night.
I actually didn't watch it last night.
You didn't watch it last night?
No, because I was out for dinner.
Oh, was it your anniversary or something?
No, I just went to Jared's parents' house for dinner. We were sitting outside having a
that's right,
barbecue.
it was Sunday night, wasn't it? Oh, is it on Sunday? Oh, yeah, Sheree was going to
Yeah.
watch it. We end up watching.
So what are you doing now? You're still just mashing it all?
Just keeping it stirring, so still got it on full heat. I don't want it to go to full boil, so I'm just waiting for a few bubbles to come back and I'll put it back to simmer. But once it's got some heat in it, I'll just do a taste and see if it needs salt or pepper.
Oh.
And then that's pretty much it. You can leave it on here. I don't know, I don't think you need to simmer this very long. I normally do it maximum for an hour, but I don't even think you need to even do that. But by far, Beck's had my pizza, and pretty much you can just put this and a little bit of cheese and it's amazing pizza.
Yeah. But
It
I
gives
like to add salami to pizza.
Sorry?
I like the pizza with the salami.
Salami, yeah.
I don't know if I like the basil on it. I know that's any Italian person probably going to yell at me, but
So the last one I did for you with the basil in it.
yeah, I feel like I was picking the basil out of it.
Oh, you picky little person, you.
I think I left some. I think I liked a little bit, but I think I took a majority of it off.
Majority of off.
Yeah.
And this gets back to why you shouldn't take photos for other people. Because you'll have someone like Beck who doesn't like the basil in the photo, but you can't pick it out of the photo.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I had one or two people I need to put in line a little bit, but there's one don't know if his comment, remember if it was either the word we thought because it looked like English wasn't his natural
First language.
So he might have used to convert. This was making out that I had no, what was the word?
Imagination.
Imagination. Then someone pointed out he might have meant
No, I can't remember
something
the
else
exact
which
wording.
wasn't as... And so he just said something, I'm a beginner, and something about lack of imagination or something. And someone thought it might be immersed or something. Anyway. And
Yes,
he
it's hard
suggested
with-
he shouldn't comment anymore.
Yes.
So I put a question asking, did you mean this or that? And he didn't answer, so he most likely spat it with me.
This is the problem with those translate things is
Someone said you should use it and then translate it back. Because if it's wrong enough, when it translates back, it's going to translate back super wrong as well.
Well, I wanted to get a tattoo in Arabic, but I've had to ask one of my friends who someone in her family, because I think maybe her mum's side of the family is Lebanese, so she's asked someone in her family to get the correct spelling for me because I don't trust using the translate.
We can go back to here now. You can put that down.
Yay.
And that's pretty much on it. It's gone straight to bubble. So that's about where I now back it right back to minimum heat. And I'll end up putting it onto the smallest one in a second. I'm just going to salt and pepper it. I need to do it to taste.
To taste.
To taste.
What do I do with this?
I'll do the dishes. It's all right.
I don't mind. I just
No,
don't
it's
know.
all right. I'm happy to clean up your mess.
It's not. I'll put your anchovies in your fridge. Your choves. What the chovies? Where do they live? I never know where to put things away in
I
other
don't
people's
think it
fridges.
needs any salt.
Don't you?
Well, I can grab your spoon out. It's just a
I
little
don't want
bit
your cooties.
I spend a lot of time making those cooties. They're special cooties.
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 So you just put some pepper?
And just put a bit of pepper in there.
Pepper.
Try that. Might need a touch of salt. Blowing on the spoon.
I reckon it needs a bit of salt.
Needs a bit of salt. I think I'm over salted after the chicken wings I did in it.
Why?
Oh, the recipe said 2 teaspoons of
And you put
salt.
tablespoons?
No, put teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper. When I cooked the first batch, halfway through the batch, I was going, Jesus, these are salty. But it's had other herbs in it as well, so the next batch I made, I just quickly made a new thing of seasoning and put on them and didn't put any salt in them, and it was perfect.
Oh. Wonder why they came out so salty then.
That's an American recipe. I think they like salt.
Oh. I love salt. I'm forever adding more salt to things.
It makes their heart work a bit harder.
Like if I make popcorn,
You're right. It did need some.
Yeah.
It needs just a little bit more.
if I make popcorn, like I get the pre-buttered stuff and that's already pretty salty, but then I add extra salt to it. I love my salt. Salt is good.
You love your salt.
Yes.
But was it tasting all right besides the salt?
I think so.
You think so?
Let me have another taste test. Let's see.
We're very quiet. People
We
are
are-
going to be bored with us. I think we're talking more when we're walking. I'm talking about the people who aren't the 1,000 people. I don't know how many.
Oh yeah, that's much better now.
Much better now.
Yeah. Well, I can't talk when I'm trying to blow on my sauce to cool it down.
Cool. So now I'm just going to stick this on my
Yeah, that's really good.
smallest heat.
Yum.
And just dial it down until hopefully it doesn't go out. So I've literally got some the smallest one, turn it down to the lowest I can put it. I put the lid only on an angle, I don't close it because I don't want it to boil, I just want it to simmer away for the
Simmer
rest of the
away.
week. And the only other thing I do from here is, I'll sterilise, in fact I'll find...
Sterilize.
Stop doing what I do to you, mimicking me. So our favourite pickles in the world are sweet fires from Killer
Oh,
Hog.
they're so good.
So I use their jars because they've got a proper pickling sealing lid. So we have boiling water and they go in there for about a minute. Boiling water kills
What
all
does the lid do?
Well, it's got the seal in it.
Yeah, what does that do?
Seals it so nothing can get in when you tighten it. So it won't go off.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know. What? I thought it was just a lid. Like, I didn't...
No, there's a rubber seal on
I
the
didn't
lid.
know it was special.
You didn't know that.
I didn't know it was special. I thought it was just...
You're very special. Well, it's very special.
I'm very special also.
Cool.
This says taco seasoning on it. Doesn't look like taco seasoning though.
Sorry?
This says taco
Yeah,
seasoning.
that's been reused.
Oh, okay.
That was my big, up the top you'll see a jar called taco seasoning
Oh, yes,
now, which
you
has
do
got...
have that.
big
What's in there?
That jar wasn't big enough for us. Sorry, just re-putting things away so I don't get yelled at. What are you doing?
I want to smell it.
You want to smell it? You're trying to open with it.
Yum.
Yum. See, I make all my own stuff, not like you who just buys other people. I don't make all my own.
I jazz mine up if I'm doing tacos. I buy the packet stuff, but then I add extra stuff to it. I jazz it up and I add some chipotle.
So what's the extra stuff?
I put in some extra garlic powder. I put in some extra, just a little bit of herbies. Like I put in some extra paprika. I think I add some steak seasoning.
Some steak seasoning.
And then I add in some chipotle and adobo.
Oh yes, I do like that. I've got a new burger sauce I've got to try.
Burger sauce.
Where's the lid? There it is. So yeah, that's our...
That's your pizza.
That's my pizza sauce, as well as
the
my
base
wife
for-
steals it for anything else other that she can do with...
I remember I used it once to make a lasagna. I thought it was tasty, but Jared said that he preferred it when I made just my bolognese. I was like, oh.
You know, he must have to... He likes chilli. He likes chilli, so it wouldn't be the chilli in it.
No, I think it's just because mine's the one that I make's just got a different flavour to it.
Oh,
like I
right.
put Worcestershire sauce and stuff in
He's
there.
used to that flavour.
Yeah. So yours is. I mean, it's not that yours is better or worse. It's just a
Oh, yeah,
different
it's
flavour, and he
different.
just had a preference for that flavour.
A preference.
Yeah.
It's like his preference to burger sauce is mine over yours.
It's not even mine. It's just a pre-made
No, I
peri
reckon you
name.
claimed it.
I didn't. It's just
reckon
pre-made
you
from the
tried to claim
shoppies. No. What should
No.
do you have like a thing to get the extra garlic out?
That all should have gone in the pan. Oh my God.
What?
What a waste. No wonder it didn't quite taste perfect. All your thumbnail bits weren't in it. There's like half the garlic now missing.
That's not half the garlic.
It is. It was like, yeah. Gee, you exaggerate.
There's 16 cloves in there.
I know. I mean, there's at least 16 cloves in here.
Not. Oh my golly gosh. Oh, look at all of these herbs that you've left behind in here as well. No wonder it didn't taste so good.
I'll grab them as well then.
And look at all these ones you spilt on the bench as well.
Well,
Jeez,
this
no
is good that we're
wonder.
doing this now because it's going to save me having to advertise for a new assistant.
You cannot do that.
I'll get Bec's sad face coming out. There we go. That's done now. Shouldn't put that in there. Just need
move
to
that out
stir
of the
all of that back in it.
Move that over there.
So with the shoot we did last week, so I just finished editing the shoot, and what it is basically we have a client needed a shoot done, and I wanted to do a slightly different lighting, so I wanted to just test the lighting, so I got back in there to test it, and then we decided, this looks really cool, we should just shoot some of this, and then we should just film us shooting it. But then we ended up talking about modelling because I mic'd Bec up so people could hear us talking about stuff. But since then I've actually looked at more and more on posing, and it's amazing how many I've watched it every time the photographer asks the model to pose, like physically move their feet and hands into a way. You see their face just go dead.
Yeah.
Every single one.
It's not natural for them. And I think I even said that while we were shooting.
Yeah, you did. Well, one of the bits, because I edited on the weekend, it was really obvious. When I told you to cross your arms, you saw your face just went into this massive question mark.
Yeah, because it's getting me to move in a way that's not natural, and then I've got to think about it, whereas and I lose my flow and I lose my train of thought that was getting me to look and feel another certain way, and now I'm thinking about moving, and I'm thinking about how uncomfortable this is. And then I'm going to look uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I really did. I'm glad we did that because
Yeah, me too.
when she was doing it, I put a link in with where the original discussion came from. She didn't look awkward with that because she was on her own and she didn't put in her head what to do. So everything she was doing was to her comfort zone. But if you're to bring somebody else in and tell them to do that, that's not how they would do things. So a lot of girls wouldn't do the thumbs into the jeans.
Yeah.
Or the thumbs into the holes and the all those little things which they would find awkward.
Yeah, it's...
That's where I find it hard. Bec and I have been talking about for a while that we want to
do a model workshop.
The model workshop would be fine. A posing tutorial.
Oh, right.
Which is where it gets hard because you've got to get them into the flow, and if they've got 3 or 4 cameras sitting on them,
yeah,
they're already not in the flow.
I think you were talking about having multiple different models in as well, but that gets hard because I find that models start to compete against each other.
They would never do that. I've never seen them do that ever.
It's these models wanting to do shoots together and stuff, and I'm like, you guys are just going to end up competing against each other, I know it.
Yeah, I don't get it. We've had a few requests where models want to do shoots, 2 models together and that. It's sort of like, well, that's really good. So we take a picture. It's a great picture.
Of one of you.
Of one of you. Or even if it is a good picture of both of you, there's still going to be half the people look at the picture out there is going to go, no, she looks better than her.
Yes.
And the other half's going to go, she looks better than her. And you're going to put it on your selling site, Instagram or Tokatix. And then clients are going to see it and go, oh, I was thinking about using her, but look at the girl who's with her. Isn't she so much better?
So I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. And it's all right if you're doing something like in fashion and things like that, but again, that's not showing off someone's portfolio. That's showing off somebody's clothes.
Yeah.
So I can't see how...
I always think it's funny, the photo that you have of two models and one of them kept putting their hand somewhere and you kept telling them, stop putting your hand there. It looks like...
a phallic symbol.
Yes. And she kept doing it, so that's the photo that you use.
Well, who would do that?
You.
I'll put a link. Well, it's not on YouTube, so it won't be banned. So they'll just have a link to go to, say, my website.
All right, I'll put that in there as well.
So who are you putting on? What are our links so far?
The recipe for the sauce,
Yep.
that link to that.
Should we do something for... and for food wishes?
Isn't that the same as the recipe?
No, my recipe's slightly different.
Oh.
No, I was going to put the link to where we stole.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to do.
Yeah, do that, but I was also going to put my recipe there.
Oh, right.
And, well, Food Wish is a good site to find. He's a little bit different to listen to at the start, but once you get used to him...
Right.
He has lots of really good recipes. I think his banana bread was one of my favourites.
Food Wish. Yeah, you haven't made banana bread in ages. That was a nice period of time we went through where you were...
No, I've got some bananas in the freezer at studio.
Bananas.
And I think we've got some here, so I must do my banana bread.
Yum.
Do you like the marble one I do, don't you?
No.
Or you just like the straight
And
one?
it's like the straight one with some nuts in it.
With the nuts in them.
Yes. I'm not really a big chocolate person.
There was with the almonds in it.
I think...
Not the walnuts.
I don't think it was yours I think it's someone else's banana bread that has walnuts in it that I really like.
Oh, you like the walnut one? So I put almonds in mine.
Yeah, I prefer walnuts to almonds.
You prefer walnuts.
What? I'm fussy.
I'm Peter. Nice to meet you, Fuzzy. Well, I got fun on Wednesday. I'm shooting motorbikes.
Oh. No,
So we're going to paint the studio tomorrow.
Do you still like... Is it cool, beautiful when you shoot?
No. I got more ass. I'm good. Tits and bum girl.
Oh my god.
No, I don't do those shots. You never... See, I thought you would have seen me doing that stuff.
No,
I realised, it's been a long time since I've done them. But I don't think this shoot isn't for the magazine work that we used to do. It's for a client. It's his bike, and I think it's a sort of $500,000 or something bike. So normally what I do, I'd shoot all the bike pictures, and then Knackers, who arranges all the stuff with the magazines and arranges the bikes and all of that, he normally then comes in with my camera. So I set up my camera for him to use. And he shoots the chickie babes on the bike. And
Gotcha.
you know how much that's my thing.
It's so your thing.
So I just
Right
handed
up
it off to
your
him.
alley.
But he did say, I don't think... I'm going to set up all the shots. And I think he'll just watch what I do. And then once I've got it all set up, the lighting all set up, I'll hand him a camera. And he's just said he's just going to mentally note all the different positions I was shooting it from. Well, he's charging him as well. So my charges, I'm only charging as an assistant to set up and studio time and camera hire.
Gotcha.
Whereas he'll charge them on top of that for his
It's a very different client.
Wait till you see him, he's a very different client. He's a lot of fun. Okay. He's as old as me. He's my realm, so he grew up in the same group of people.
Some group. You groupies.
Well, bikies, so some music festival. He's back in all the days of Queen getting booed off stage at Sunbury and
All right. Interesting. I'm excited.
all of that stuff and all the bikie gang stuff that used to happen back in the 70s.
There you go.
There you go. Would
This
you look
smells
at that?
so good.
I know there's one thing I really do. I do enjoy making. It's the only thing I do is I just with a wooden spoon, just scrape around the bottom to make sure it's not burning anything in there.
So good, so garlicky and oregano-y. It's so yummy. We've been ranting and raving for an hour now, though.
Have we?
Yes.
We've been going for an hour. We didn't do much ranting.
No.
You didn't come to the party. You brought nothing today.
Because I didn't do anything all weekend. You're the one who did cool, exciting video shoots. I just sat at home with my cat. Boring old lady now. I'm trying
So
to
this
save
is you
money.
for the rest of you trying to get a bank account again.
Yeah, I still haven't recovered from Europe. I need to...
Well, you will stay there long enough to have a baby. Like, who would do that?
I'm trying to recover.
It was really funny. Someone actually asked me that the other day.
Oh my gosh. It's like...
It was actually someone I knew. So I don't know how they heard about it, because they're not a photographer. And it said,
my God.
so how did Bec lose her weight so quick? And I said, she just starves herself. She's a model, so they know what to do. It's just your toothbrush, your back end of a toothbrush down the throat will bring it up every time. Just don't eat for a month and you'll end up like Bec.
You're the worst. It's the worst thing you've ever done to me.
Well, it's pretty good that is the worst thing I've ever done to you.
I know, but still.
I've got to top it now.
No, you
Find
don't.
Something better than that.
No, it's fine.
It's got to be something funnier I can do.
No, you don't have to. It's so
I don't
fine.
have to.
It's fine. It's all
It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine and dandy.
Anyway, so we've been going an hour, have we?
Yes.
Yes, so I've been told I've got to shut up and go.
No, it's just... Well, we can keep talking if you want.
No, that's right. No, because if we stop now, you'll have something for next week.
Okay.
You haven't told me what photo we're putting up. Do I have to make all the decisions?
No.
I'm not doing AI anymore.
Why?
Well, we can do can you do an, all right, we'll do an AI cooking.
Okay. That sounds good.
But I know what, I'm going to look exactly the same.
We'll do that.
Just to finish off, one really funny thing. We had someone told us that someone was using some of my pictures on their Instagram.
Yes, I forgot.
So we jumped on there, and my first look, I thought, no, it's not my picture. It looks similar. It looks like just someone who copied my picture. And then Becca's gone and had a look and goes, no, that's your picture. They've put her head on your picture.
Yeah, she's photoshopped her face onto your photo. And then we found out there was a second photo of Peter's that she photoshopped her face onto it. So we reported her on Instagram, and Peter messaged her saying, I've reported your content for stealing my copyrighted images. Then the photos got removed, and then she personally emailed.
No, she put her thing on private so we couldn't see her site anymore.
Her Instagram, not her
Instagram,
site.
sorry.
And then she sent an email saying, why did you report a picture of me on my Instagram? Like, capitals me and capitals my Instagram. And I just replied, she's like, that my photographer
My photographer took.
And I replied, I was like, because your photographer photoshopped your head onto two of my photos, like pretending to be Peter. And then she goes back, she's like, that's a lie. Not every photo is yours. Maybe it looks similar because we took inspiration from you, but not every photo is yours. Seriously, grow up. I have the original photos and the edited ones. So I just wrote back, I was like, oh, okay, well, if that's the case, could you just send me an email, like a copy of the original photos in an email? Here's mine. And
Crickets.
So she doesn't come back. I'm disappointed. I wanted to fight with her.
You're such a nasty person.
I am not. It's just I really
always
wanted
want
to
to fight with people.
I just
Anyways,
really wanted to.
so you're going to do an AI. You'll have to do that today.
Yeah, well.
That's all right. Just so I don't have to sit up at 3 a.m. editing for you.
Why would you do that?
To put it together.
I'll do it today.
You can do it today.
Yep.
Anyway, thanks for putting up with our crap again.
Bye, guys.
Bye.